So in part 1 of the series, which is an hour and 16 minutes long by the way, and if you can't be bothered to watch a video that length, I completely understand. It's not fully necessary to watch that to understand what's going on right now. In that video, we captured all the green territory, but mainly we got 3 horse pastures, and once we upgrade them fully, it essentially allows us to crank out extremely cheap cavalry units, and we're going to start steamrolling pretty much the rest of the game. To start this episode, we got a fairly interesting predicament, and at the end of last episode, we had 2 generals join us. Well, 3, but the 2 we're going to focus on right now is Bishi, who is level 5 but currently has 0 satisfaction. If we don't get his satisfaction above 0 by the end of this turn, then he will leave us, and he really wants a higher core position because he's level 5, which we can't currently give him, but what we can do is up his salary from clerk to chief clerk. That's going to give him a satisfaction bonus of 10 for 10 turns and 5 satisfaction permanently. The only negative is it's going to cost us 25 more per turn, but that's a price we're willing to pay as this guy's really good. After doing that, his satisfaction is up to 12 now, and he will not leave us at the end of this turn. Zhang Liao is also going to leave us at the end of this turn, and he's actually going to be a lot harder to deal with because he has a negative 50 faction grudge against us. I don't know how long that debuff's going to last and if he's ever going to like our faction again, but in order to make him stay with us, we have to give him 35 satisfaction by the end of this turn. Zhang Liao is the Heavenly Dragon General, and he gets a lot of really nice bonuses, on top of the fact that he has his own special buff, which is amazing, and we'll go more into that later on. We could raise his salary, and we'll probably end up having to do that. Or since we literally just got to reform this turn, which was actually really lucky, we unlocked Unix Secretaries, which gives us +1 available administrator positions. If we make Zhang Liao an administrator, that will remove his negative 24 desires higher court position debuff. At least it will eventually. I'm not sure if it's going to do it right away. And if we make him the administrator at Shuofeng, or maybe we'll name it Zhuofeng after Zhang Liao takes over, that's going to give it a couple nice income bonuses, but the main thing is that it reduces construction costs by 27%, which makes it so upgrading this horse pasture is only going to cost 1095 instead of 1500. Doing that did remove Zhang Liao's negative 24 desires higher court position moodlet, but we still have to give him 11 more satisfaction or he's going to leave us, which if we just promote him, that should be enough. And yeah, he's now at 4 satisfaction, so he will not leave us at the end of this turn. At the end of last turn, we picked up 2 more generals on the field who have full armies, and we're now losing money per turn. In order to fix that, we're going to dump most of their units. In fact, we're actually just going to dump all their units. These mounted lancer militia are pretty low tier, as well as this mounted saber cavalry. We're going to be eventually upgrading it. Looking at our territory, all the green belongs to us, but the red belongs to an enemy. Zhao Zuan is still alive, and we're going to take him out right now, or at least in a couple turns. I was going to start this episode off by taking Wui's farmland, but it's actually pretty upgraded, and it has a very fat garrison there. Dongzuo's wounded army currently cannot take it out, so we're going to have to wait for Guosi to help out, who's able to march pretty far, and he can actually get over here in 2 turns. We're going to have Dongzuo also march away from this farmland, because if we're too close, and Baigan Yu attacks Dongzuo with his extremely wounded army, Wui's farmland could actually help him out, and that would be really bad. We'd potentially lose all these generals, including Dongzuo, although Dongzuo does have a really high escape chance with this red hair, and I think in general it's hard to capture him. I'm pretty sure he would get away, but we could lose these other 2 generals, which would suck. And I think with that, we're far enough away from Wui's farmland so that if Baigan Yu does attack us, it's not going to help him out. Okay, we actually just lost a strategist. He was at 2 satisfaction, so I thought for sure he would not leave us. We ended that turn and Lu Bu is only on 4 satisfaction. I really hope he doesn't leave us now. After this quest, Lu Bu might actually leave us. This is really bad if he does. We just got a quest which is going to allow us to increase the relation between Dongzuo and Lu Bu, so we're going to do that. But I really hope after we choose this option, Lu Bu is not going to leave us. Thank the Lord. We did lose our legendary strategist though, which does suck pretty bad, but I don't really care much about strategists on this playthrough because they don't really have amazing horses. Like, they can actually have horse archers, which I actually don't even know if these guys can, but our main strength is going to come from our vanguards, who are really good at giving cavalry bonuses like Lu Bu and Gongsun Zan. Lu Bu is also at 12 satisfaction now, and you may notice he has negative 72 from desires higher core position. Since Lu Bu is such high level, he really desires a higher core position, and we're going to give him the highest. Well, actually not the highest. Dongzuo is the highest, but the second highest would be the heir. Now Dongmin is currently the heir, and he's pretty useless. His only bonus for being the heir is he gives 6 morale to all units on the field, which is a pretty weak bonus. Lu Bu's bonus, however, is insane. We're gonna make Lu Bu the heir, and this is probably gonna piss off Dongmin. Yeah, judging by his facial expression, he really did not like that one. This actually brings him down to 0 satisfaction, but if we just give him a little promotion, that's gonna bring his satisfaction up to 16, and he's gonna get over it. I also like having Dongmin around because since he's Dongzuo's son, his salary starts out really low. He's only costing us 50 per turn, even with that promotion, which is one of our cheapest generals. The only one that's cheaper is Dong Pishan, Dongzuo's wife, who is only costing us 25 per turn, and we haven't really been doing anything with her besides just crank out a bunch of babies. Dongli, for example, is age 6, and once she gets to age 18, she will be able to be one of our generals. But I don't know if this playthrough is even going to last that long, long, so we don't really care that much about babies. I feel like pretty soon we're gonna start just snowballing really hard, and we're gonna get this game over with pretty quickly, I think. But yeah, with that, Lubu is extremely happy. He is now at 91 satisfaction, and he will not leave us. I should have definitely done that last turn. I was playing with fire there, and Lubu could have left us. Also, because he's the heir, we now get 15% more melee damage for all shock cavalry, and we get 3 morale in enemy territory. So we lose a little bit of morale, but that 15% extra melee damage is insanely good, especially because we're gonna be using pretty much an all cavalry army. To start this next turn, we're gonna have Guosi march towards Wui, and we can actually get him pretty close. Not close enough though, apparently, and if we attack with Dongzhuo this turn, he will not be able to reinforce us. So this turn we're just gonna have Dongzhuo finish off Bygone Yu, which should not be very hard to do. This guy only has 84 units, and advisors predict a decisive victory. And you know what, for the sake of speed, we're just gonna delegate this. 2 of our generals are really low HP and they could die, but I actually wouldn't mind that, and I'll explain more why when a general does die. And wow, Zhurong actually won a duel. He did not die there, which actually is kind of unfortunate. I sort of did want him to die. We ended up killing their general, and we can ransom their troops for 1k, which is actually really nice. Zhurong actually got a level up off of that, and I'm kind of glad he didn't die. He's actually really good. He is spiteful, which scares all units around him. He's vigilant, so he gets 5 melee evasion to his own retinue. That right there is actually pretty good. And he also makes for a decent commander because he has flexibility, which is really good. 5% more replenishment, and he has reach, which he just picked up because he leveled up off of that battle. At the start of the very next turn, Liu Hong dies, and it looks like things are about to get really crazy. Empress He has taken over their faction, and it looks like in the Mandate War, the Yellow Turbans are getting a lot closer to their win condition, which is capture 50 counties. They've currently captured 25, but they also have to control Luoyang, which is going to be pretty hard. It's a large regional city, and it's being defended by He Jin with a massive army. It's going to be pretty hard for the Yellow Turbans to take that over anytime soon, I think. To start this next turn, we're going to finish off Wui's farmland. On this battle, we have a really nice position. We got our trebuchets set up. We're unleashing a volley on... Oh, it actually hit a lot of their units. Like, we were aiming for these archers. It hit some of these G militia too. These guys are really clumped up. Wait, let's just aim a volley right in the middle of these guys. Oh yeah. That is some pretty good damage. These guys are flashing. They're going to run soon. I will say this is kind of a cluster. The enemy is getting into our trebuchet line. Yeah, we're losing trebuchets, but that's okay. We're going to use Reign of Terror. That's going to make our melee units unbreakable for a while and then make them do more damage. A lot of these guys are actually fleeing because Dongzhuo is so terrifying. Holy cow, they're actually... Most of these guys are fleeing at like a pretty good amount of HP. This girl's about to run too. She's going to get slapped up by Dongzhuo and our other general. They're double teaming her. Oh, no, we didn't want to kill her. That was not what I meant to do. Just hurt her a little bit. Okay, Dongzhuo, chill out, dude. Like, he almost killed this girl too with a slap to the face. We'll have Dongzhuo chase on the rest of their archers, and yeah, these spear warriors are running. It's just one of these archers that is not running yet. It's at 89 HP. It's about to run though. Oh, there it goes, and I think that's it. Yep, and it was a close victory. Yeah, that was really, really messy. Well, we only ended up losing 269. I don't know how they think that was a close victory. Did we capture this girl? Oh, we actually did. She's level 4, and she has resilience, which apparently saved her. She's got that little red heart thing. She does really kind of suck for a strategist, though. She has charge reflect, which is not ideal. If she's braced, then she'll reflect charge damage back at the attacker, but we never want her to be in combat really, and this lowers her cunning too. Energetic's actually pretty good though. 5% more campaign movement range for the army. Honest doesn't give her any more cunning. Well, maybe she has a good upgrade path. Her upgrade path is not the best. I mean, she has flaming shot, but I don't like going all the way over here to inspiring surge, and like guile are not my favorite. I would say perhaps an execution is in order, but Zhang Liao is at 10 satisfaction. If we execute anyone, that is going to go down to 0, and we really don't want that. He still has a 50 faction grudge too, by the way. I'm not sure if that's ever going to go away. Yeah, so after doing some research, this apparently is never going to go away, so we're actually just going to give him another promotion, and that brings him up to 25 satisfaction, which we're probably going to have to just keep promoting him, but he's really good, and I'll explain more why later. For now though, we finished off Wui's farmland, which is a communal grain farms, and that's giving us 6 food, which is really nice, and then you can see it has a really fat garrison too. That brings us up to a 20 food surplus, and we do not need all that food. We'll trade 6 off to Matang for 120 per turn, and Yuan Shao really wants food. He'll buy 12 food for 439 per turn for 10 turns, which is going to be about 4.4k. And a few turns back, we also did a trade agreement with Zhang Yan for, I think it was 400 per turn, and we're getting a huge surplus now. We can boost that even more though, and we're going to dump pretty much all of our units that are not cavalry. That brings us up to almost 3k per turn, and that's going to allow us to upgrade all of our horse pastures. And oh no, apparently the eunuchs have killed He Jin, which is not good. That means Liu Yang's garrison is going to be weaker, as He Jin is quite the beast, but I think they still will replace him with another general, so it's not like they're going to lose this entire retinue. Either way though, the yellow turbans are getting a little bit scary, and Z Leon is actually encroaching on our town of Onding with a pretty fat army, and we're probably going to lose Onding. That kind of sucks. At the end of the turn, Huangshao attacked Onding, and I was thinking, should I reinforce it? Assuming we lost the battle, we would have lost generals, and I think we would have lost no matter what. However, we did put up a really nice fight, and we're able to get a valiant defeat because of this oil placement. We sacrificed one of our retinues of archers, but their sacrifice would not go in vain as they were able to light the oil, and these dumb yellow turbans just walked over the oil, and a lot of their units just cooked alive. I was eating breakfast as the rest of this played out because there wasn't really much we could do, and I was kind of just playing with one hand, but even still, we were able to take out 622 of them, and if we just delegated it, I'm guessing we would have taken out like 100, and yeah, we were able to get a valiant defeat off of that, which is actually crazy. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a valiant defeat, just because we only had 481 units, and like the fact that we were able to take out 600 is actually pretty crazy. Off of losing Onding, we lost 15 intimidation, which does kind of suck, mainly because I've been promoting a lot of our generals. Like I gave Gong Zhang a promotion, Bishi got another promotion, and Dongman got another promotion as well, and I was trying to get our satisfaction up a bit so that we would lose this satisfaction low debuff, which makes it so it's harder for our characters to gain XP. We lose military supplies and we gain corruption. Promoting people costs money per turn, and it costs a little bit of intimidation, which is why our intimidation is so low, and this is causing us to lose 6 public order everywhere, which is not good. A public order actually might dip even lower next turn because I think we're going to lose Onding's toolmaker as well. We don't really have any way to get an army down there. I mean, we could actually drop a few generals there, and wait, Jia Zhu. Okay, hold up. Jia Zhu is in our candidates, the Blade in the Dark. I've not been checking these just because we have so many awesome generals, but yeah, we're definitely gonna want to pick this guy up. I don't even care what his path is. This guy looks amazing. He starts out with 144 cunning, and he's actually amazing. All of his traits give him bonuses to cunning, which is part of the reason why he has so much cunning. His armor gives him 18 cunning. He also has snipe for his retinue. I don't know what snipe does, but it also gives him more speed as well. He starts out with 9 satisfaction because he wants a higher core position because he's level 4. So we're gonna give him a promotion. Being the Blade in the Dark gives him 20 extra cunning as well, so that's really nice. Ooh, he's actually got his own ability, Hidden Strike, which lowers the speed and armor of, I guess, a general, or I think it can be used on units too maybe, and it does 3.8k damage over 5 seconds, which is a pretty considerable amount. The Rise of the Bandit Queen. In Taiwan, rumors are abound of a fierce bandit named Zunjiang. Her followers have grown in such strength and number that they now threaten the commandery capital. There's 2 options here. One is we grant them lands and the county is gifted away, or we refuse and we lose 40 diplomatic relations with Zunjiang. One thing I don't understand though is above Grantham lands, there's a portrait of Zunjiang here, and I'm wondering if that means she'll join us if we do Grantham lands, because like if we refuse, there's no portrait here, and does that mean that she's not going to be on the map? I'm quite confused here, but I do want to Grantham lands as we don't really care too much about Taiwan. It's really far away. I'm really hoping if we choose this option that Zunjiang will somehow join us, or there's a way that we can get her to join us. She's a beast. We chose to gift them lands to avoid conflict. Zunjiang and Taiwan. I don't know what this means. Maybe it just means she spawns on the map and she helps in the mandate war to fight against the yellow turbans. Yeah, it looks like that's what just happened. Zunjiang did not join us, but she is on the map and she has Taiwan now. After taking Onding, the yellow turbans are now going for Onding's toolmaker, and we didn't put any generals here, which I'm kind of thinking we maybe should have, just because I feel like we might actually be able to outmaneuver these dumb yellow turbans. We got a mounted saber militia over here, and we're gonna have it just try to distract these yellow turbans. Over here, these guys are taking out our, oh crap, they're taking out our towers, which, yeah, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's okay. We're gonna drop some caltrops over here, right in front of this oil, and they're gonna have to run over these caltrops and this oil in order to get through. Over here, we might actually be able to get these mounted sabers into these peasant archers. They're currently getting bombarded by our towers, and mounted sabers actually are really good against archers because they have shields. We lost like I think 3 of them so far, but yeah, they should be able to take out these archers pretty easily. They're leaving them completely undefended. I just kind of want to watch this, but we kind of got to go back to the other side. I mean, we can see the charge, and yeah, they're just ripping these archers up. That is going to be a running group of peasant archers, and these guys are actually chasing and trying to help out, but they're not going to be able to. Over here is where our main focus is going to be. We got to light this oil ASAP, and I should have actually been watching this, but I did want to see that cavalry charge. Can we light the oil before these guys get taken out? Man, these G-infantry captains are getting shredded by their archers. Did we light the oil? I think we did. And yeah, the oil's burning now. It's ripping their units up, I think. Yeah, these redeemed outlaws are getting shredded. This oil is still burning though, and like these peasant archers are just getting shredded so hard. They're losing all their peasant archers just walking over the oil. Well, it looks like that's pretty much it for this battle. These cavalry are very tired and they're currently being surrounded. They're about to run, and yeah, there it goes. Valiant defeat though yet again. We took out 776 of them. They only have 526 remaining. That's actually crazy. It does suck that we did lose a good amount of intimidation. Wait, did they not even take it over? I think they just sacked it or something. Yeah, they just completely sacked our toolmakers, so we're gonna have to re-upgrade it for 1500. Those a-holes. We got a bunch of generals on the field. Like over here we got 3 generals, over here we got 3 as well. And I was thinking we would just run over Huangsha with our generals, but they do have the ability to fight night battles, which is not good, as they did ambush Dong Zhuo, and I think he was marching too, which actually really sucks. It means we're gonna be tired in this battle. Oh no, this is really bad. We might actually end up losing like Jia Zhu here, although there's only a 1% chance he gets captured. He's probably gonna get away, and so will Dong Zhuo. He's got 0% capture chance. So I ended up having to fight this battle over and over for about an hour and 30 minutes till I finally figured out how to win. And even after fighting it pretty well, we only had 1 unit at the end still remaining. To start the battle off, we charged Dong Zhuo and one of our strategists along with our 2 fairly wounded Zillion cavalry into their general GC. While this was going on, I sent Jia Zhu into their backline to mess with their archers and was microing him, which is why I missed the charge and why my camera work was kind of all over the place. GC ends up running and one of their generals sees the Dong at low HP and thinks they can beat him in a duel. The Dong, however, is extremely tanky with his 80 armor base chest piece, and though he doesn't have much evasion with only 10%, their general only has 13 armor base with 3% evasion, and because their armor is so low, Dong Zhuo's Blade of Ziyang Yu's pretty massive 2.1k normal damage was able to shred through her like butter. Winning the duel gave us a temporary morale bonus, but also lowered the morale of the enemy for the rest of the battle. We were able to kite the enemy in circles around our towers, and for some reason the AI does not recognize that there are towers on the map and doesn't prioritize taking them out. I also make a pretty bad misplay here and end up getting Jia Zhu killed, although he has resilience so he's not dead permanently. He does end up getting a scar though and becomes lame, which isn't the worst thing for a strategist as we don't really care about speed or instinct on a strategist. And this part was really odd at the end when it was just Dong versus Helan. Helan just sat there and tanked our tower fire instead of like trying to charge into our towers and take them. Another interesting behavior of the AI to say the least, and she ends up running, which leaves the Dong last man standing in a pretty epic turnaround victory. And with that, we're gonna end the video. I didn't get as much accomplished today as I had hoped, which is due to the fact that I was heavily annoyed by getting ambushed in that night battle, so I wanted to fight it until I won, which took nearly 2 hours to figure out a viable strat. Night battles are the dumbest Three Kingdoms mechanic in my opinion, and there's no way we could have countered it because for some reason our generals cannot stack on top of each other because they're too fat like yo mama. But seriously, why can't I stack these armies on top of each other in case we get ambushed in a night battle? It makes absolutely no sense. There aren't even units in most of these armies, just generals. At least there should be a way to semi-stack them so that they can reinforce each other in the event of a night battle, aka counterplay. But Creative Assembly is like, nope, no counterplay for night battles. Night battles really annoyed me in Three Kingdoms as well, and it's looking like one of those mechanics that's just going to be there forever, so I guess there's no point in complaining about it. Knowing myself, I'm still going to keep complaining about it whenever it happens, and if you guys like the video, then drop a like. I'll try to get these episodes out more frequently, just so you guys are not waiting 2 weeks for a video, and with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.